So the problem at hand is that 100 people are tested for some sort of a disease, and the test can result in either a positive or a negative. So two ways of testing is done. In the first method, each of the 100 people is tested. So the total number of tests required would be 100. And in the second method, 100 people are divided into 10 groups, and each group has 10 people. So blood from each of the 10 people would be mixed, and then that mixture would be tested. If the mixture results in a negative test, then it's taken as all the 10 people whose blood is in the mixture would test negative. But if the mixture results in a positive test, then each of the 10 people whose blood is taken for the mixture would be tested again for a positive test. So in that case, the total number of tests would be 11 compared to the one test which would be required if the mixture tested negative. So the question at hand is what the average number of tests uh, which would be required if the second method of testing is done. Let us say take the first group which has 10 people. We know that the probability that one person tests positive, which is given as zero point 0.1, so the probability that one person tests negative is 1 minus 0.1, that is 0.9. So when all 10 people contribute for the mixture, according to the multiplication rule, the probability that a mixture will also test negative is 0.9 raised to the power of 10, which is 0.35. So this is basically that probability of all 10 people contributing to the mixture will test negative, that is 0.35. Now if we take the complement of this probability, that is all 10 people test negative, it is basically probability that at least one of the 10 people test positive, which is 1 minus 0.35, which is 0.65. So the probability that at least one out of the 10 people test positive is 0.65. So the average number of tests in one group would be 1 into 0.35, where 1 is the negative mixed test and 0.35 is the probability that all 10 have a negative test result, plus 1 into 0.65, where 1 is the positive mixed test and 0.65 is the probability that at least one out of the 10 people give a positive result, plus 10 into 0.65, where 10 is the 10 individual tests done for positive cases, and 0.65 is the probability that at least one out of the 10 test positive, which results in 7.5 tests. Therefore, for 10 groups containing 100 people in total, the average number of tests required would be 10 into 7.5, that is 75 tests.